with the team for so many years.
He's great. He's the pride of Belgium.
The best captain we could possibly have. Yeah, the best.
They're talking about this man. Meet Vincent Kompany, Manchester City's Premiership-winning football captain. Starting out at Belgium's Anderlecht, he caught the eye of world-renowned clubs at just 17. But after turning down offers, he was eventually snapped up by Hamburg to play in the German league. It wasn't until 2008 that Manchester City lured him in to bolster its defense. This came before the club was bought by Sheikh Mansour. Kompany is now one of the team's leading figures.
I want this club to achieve great things, and this is just a start, I can guarantee you.
Becoming captain in 2011 and leading the team to the Premier League Championship for the first time in 44 years.
So happy that I can, that we can give this to the fans.
Known for his tough tackling and intelligence on the pitch, he's also captain of Belgium's national team, chairman of a third-tier football club in his home country, and ambassador for the international charity SOS Children. This week on Talk Asia, we catch up with Vincent Kompany. Vincent Kompany, welcome to Talk Asia.
Thank you.
You're here in Hong Kong for the Premier League Asia Trophy, and you played with a local team. What was that like for you?
It was different conditions. They, they were a bit more used to it than we were, but in the end, it was a good outcome for us.
We're seeing a lot of fans camped out wherever you are to show their support for Manchester City. What is it like to see that?
Yeah, it kind of. It's almost like you're everywhere at home a little bit, People give you high fives from Durban to Hong Kong, from New York to Bogota. Yeah. It really doesn't matter. People know what you've achieved, and it's quite a nice feeling, but never really take it for granted either.
Manchester City has a few new signings. We're looking at Jesus Navas, Stevan Jovetic, Alvaro Negredo. How do signings change the dynamics of a team?
Well, new signings come without any preconception, so they're usually ambitious, and in any team that wants success, you need that. And I think for us now, if you look at the amount of competitions that are lined up for us, you need a big group, you need a big squad, and those guys will. They already fit in pretty well.
Who do you believe will be City's biggest competition, looking into trying to get the Premier League title this season?
I think the way that the Premier League is evolving, you kind of always know that the top three, top four, but I would even say there's 5 or 6 teams now who openly can't really hide anymore that they need to win a title at some stage. So it's very competitive. That makes the Premier League the most exciting league in the world.
Interestingly enough, Carlos Tevez told CNN that the main reason why Manchester City failed in Europe last season, or last 2 seasons, was because of the fact that there was a lot of pressure that was being felt. Do you believe that? Do you agree?
I can understand this observation, but we've been dealing with a lot of pressure now in the past 4 or 5 years since this new revolution has started at the club. A lot of competition also in the team to play, because a lot of good players coming in. But any player that wants to play for a big team, needs to be, happy to see that pressure coming. Obviously, it makes it a bit harder to deal with. But hopefully we'll get used to it, and hopefully we'll get the results that we need. Part
of that revolution is a new manager at City. We're looking at Manuel Pellegrini. What kind of impact does a new manager have?
It's part of what I said about the new signings as well. It comes with the belief that anything is achievable, and the ambitions are so high, and you need that. But I will say that one of the bigger things is the fact that we're going to learn something else as well. It's part of every footballer's career. You need to evolve, you need to become a better player. And every manager you have can add something to your game.
What do you look for in a manager as a player, not just as a captain, but as a player? What do you look for that's important that you can actually absorb from a manager?
I think experience and leadership are probably the biggest things that you need for a group. But you know, he's a man with a lot of class and with you know, with a bit of flair in his approach, and that helps. But it's really the team has to buy into it. That's for every single club in the world, the team has to buy into whatever the new managerial staff brings in, and so that's what we're trying to do now.
The same could be said for Manchester United.
Exactly.
They're playing with a new manager now after, I guess, 30 years. We're looking at David Moyes, huge shoes that he has to fill. How do you believe that team is going to have to adapt to a new manager after such a long time?
It's the same. I think it's the same for everyone. The only way to make it work is if you just completely buy into whatever the new manager brings in. If he has different methods, different beliefs, you can't, you know, you can't let your feelings of the past block whatever that guy brings in, because then you make the job already harder before it's even started. That's what I believe in.
Some people would describe football as their religion. It's a sense of belonging. It's a sense of community. As captain of Manchester City and of Belgium's national football team, you've been described as fiercely loyal. How do you defend that loyalty when some critics will say a footballer would go to the highest bidder?
First of all, I think if you look at our individual story of every single footballer, you know, we started to play the game for one thing only, is because, you know, we wanted to achieve the greatest thing in the game. And whichever way it turns out to be, wherever you go, you do gain some loyalty towards your club as you know, have this connection with the fans, as you have this connection with the people that work at the club. So you can't ever play football anyway if you don't give everything you have. So, you know, there's a bit of a contradiction in there, but there is a lot of passion in whatever we do, and that's what the fans recognize anyway.
What then would you hope, or are you hoping to teach the young kids about racism in football?
People who you call racist, you know, I don't envy those guys, you know, I wouldn't like to be in their position. I think it's a very sad life.